Alright everybody, if there's one video I can make for you out of all the videos on my channel, it's going to make you the most money in its entirety, this is the video. What I'm going to be teaching you is how to run paid ads for yourself, for your own agency through client acquisition, to sign clients like a madman. And the reason I can teach you this is because I've scaled my agency to 40 grand a month with this paid ad system. I recently taught this to Milosh right here, and we recorded a testimonial, which is 20K a month, but he scaled to 40 grand a month at 18 years old in the last month through paid ads. So we're going to be talking about firstly, literally my exact paid ad system that I ran, and I'm literally just going to give you the ads. I'm just going to give you the targeting, going to give you exactly what I did. Then we're going to go into core ideas and the different type of ads we can test. Then we're going to talk about exactly how much money you can make through this system with the exact mathematical calculations you can use. Then lastly, some mistakes you should avoid when running the system so you don't spend all your money and waste all your money. One quick thing before I get in the video, everything is free in this video. If you want to access this Miro board, there's a link in the description. You don't have to pay me anything. You can get this for free. Just click the link and you can open this Miro and get everything from this video. Anyway, let's get into it. So in terms of a high level overview of our system, fundamentally, there's two types of ads. There's a paid advertisement with video ads, paid advertisements through photo ads. My ads I personally use for real estate were photo ads, but there are fantastic video ads you can also run. I'm just going to be giving you the photo ad I ran. In terms of a video ad, if you want to run a video ad for yourself, you need a pattern disrupt in the hook. So when they're scrolling on Instagram and getting all that dopamine, you need to interrupt their scroll and catch them off guard with something. Then in the body of the ad, this is talking about your offers, this is talking about your guarantees, this is talking about your promises, and lastly, the CTA is whatever next step you want to take them to. In terms of the photo ad that I actually ran, no joke, this is the ad. And you can see it's literally just my offer in green text. What I did with this specific ad, I texted the copy of this, so I literally changed each word individually, tested it, and as you can see, this is an example of another ad I ran, where there are literally, there are 12 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 actual photo ads that I tested. So this is super crucial when you're running ads for yourself. You need to test like an absolute madman. You cannot only test one ad, you need multiple. But in terms of the placements, primary text, everything in terms of the paid ad system, this is the placements I did: Instagram Explore feed, Instagram profile, Facebook feed, everything. And the headline of this ad on Facebook was claim 3 to 5 listings on a zero risk basis. So this is literally my ad, okay? In terms of going into qualifying and what do they do after they click learn more, this is the result from it. I was getting nearly $7 leads on Facebook with about a 15% appointment booking rate from the leads that are coming in. So as an example, this would be $14 per actual appointment scheduled on my calendar, which is pretty insane. In terms of qualifying the leads that I got in, I would do a qualifying question of whatever the niche is. So in my example, I'm doing real estate agents right here with my offer again. And then after they submit their information, like the phone number, the email, and their name, they go to claim 3 to 5 listings in your area on a paid results basis. You will learn how you can list 3 to 5 residential properties next 90 days in a complete paid results model. Then they claim the listings, and this gets redirected directly to a calendar booking page with me, obviously, when I was selling them on the damn program. So this is my system. So I just wanted to give you the system first off to see how it looks. So if you're setting this up, you can take the inspiration from what I'm doing here and directly apply it to your own agency and make tons of money with it. In terms of the type of offers you can run, the type of ads you can run, how much money you can make from these, I'm going to walk you through this now. There are two main types of ads that people run in agencies. Number one is a lead magnet ad. Number two is a core offer ad. Let's start with lead magnet ads. A lead magnet is something for free that solves a problem of theirs, that they submit their phone number and email and name to get access to this specific thing. And there are trade-offs between lead magnet ads and core offer ads. And the key thing here, both of these work, and I'm not going to tell you do this one over this one. They both work. There's just trade-offs associated with either type of ad that you run. So firstly, a lead magnet ad is a lower friction opt-in. So they're getting something for free in return of their contact information. The CPL, so the cost per lead, with the lead magnet ads are going to be significantly less than a core offer ad. So what this means, we're going to get $8 to $15 actual leads from this ad. What you need, though, is ways to convert that person's information into an actual booked appointment. This is very crucial. And we're going to be talking about operational drag in a second. But when you're doing ads and you have more steps in the actual ad and you're running it to a lead magnet and then you're following up with them to then get them scheduled, it's going to be absolutely more operational complexity when you're dealing with advertising. There's a lot more metrics you need to track. There are a lot more things you need to do, but it still works. And this is great for getting a crap ton of cold leads, their contact information, and then using your lead magnet to warm them up. When we warm them up, we're increasing their interest and we're getting them to be convinced of certain beliefs we need them to believe. We're getting few problems of theirs solved, so then we can actually sell them on the service, which they would need after solving the first few steps. What you don't want to do is give away the secrets of the whole service, everything that you do and how you do it in the lead magnet, but you're going to pick a few steps here and you're going to solve them completely. So as an example, if there's 7 steps to go from where they are right now to get to where they want to go and learning everything, you can teach them the first step, the second step, and the third step. So you're going to introduce them to this specific solution that you're proposing, but you're going to cut it off right there. What that means is they get a lot of value from the first 3 steps of your lead magnet, and they're happy with it, but they're interested in what comes next in the 4th, in the 5th, in the 6th, and the 7th step as an example. Okay? So there's no point in giving them everything in the world in terms of a lead magnet that it basically overrides your whole service that you're providing. So you don't want to give them every single thing that you know, but you're going to fully solve a few problems that they need solving so that we can solve the rest. So once they opt in with their phone number and email, we're going to completely follow up with them, 7+ follow-ups to get prospects to book a call with us ASAP. So that's what we call a lead magnet ad. So this is the first type of ad that you can run, and it really does work wonders. But what we're doing is getting a high volume of leads, tons of leads coming in, and it's our job to nurture them to book a call with us. And it could be through SMS, it could be through emails, it could be CTAs through the lead magnet to a call. And you can decide that in terms of which option you want to go into. There's tons of ways of doing it. The second type of ad you can run in terms of the paid ad system here, it's just a core offer ad. So like we did over here with the ad I was running, this is called a core offer ad right here. And if you're making a video ad, it would be the exact same thing. We're just selling them on our offer to book a call with us. And literally it's a lead form that gets literally sent straight to a Calendly. So there is basically nothing in the middle of this. It's like, how much does a lead cost and how much does an actual appointment cost when they're booking on our calendar? So what's going to happen if you look at the CPLs of the lead magnet versus the core offer ad, it might be doubled or tripled in terms of how much a lead, so someone's contact information, actually costs. Why? It's because it's the genuine service we're offering. This thing is free. This thing is taking them to a sales call, which we have no idea how much they're going to spend. They have no idea how much they're going to spend on our service. Okay. Very different type of ad with completely different types of people on the ad. These people right here, when they're opting into a free thing, are going to be significantly less intentful in terms of signing up with us than someone who's signing up to the core offer. So these people just want the free thing. They do not care about the service yet, and they have to start caring about the service once we convince them into it through our lead magnet. This one is just interested people seeing what the hell this person is offering me. So the results of doing a core offer ad is that we need absolutely amazing VSLs between a total cold lead versus getting on the sales call. If you take a total cold lead in a core offer ad and book them on a sales call, it's not going to work. You're getting people on like, I thought this was free. Why did I opt in? I don't even remember opting in. You need to give them VSLs before they book a sales call. You need to send them testimonials. You need to do warming up mechanisms before they get on the actual call. You're dealing with people that are not going to buy. Your close rate's going to be at 2%. Next, a core offer ad can be ran to a lead form and then to a calendar page. So if we go back here, I got their lead form information. I got all of their contact information right here after they selected that they're a real estate agent. And then we redirected them to claiming the listings after they submitted the lead form. There's going to be 2 types of people when they submit a lead form, and that's it. So we get the phone number, we get the email, all of this stuff, but they don't submit right here to the calendar. So they don't book themselves on the calendar. The other type of person is going to submit the information, everything, and then they're going to see claim the listings, and then they're going to actually book directly onto your calendar. What this means is we have a drop off, and it might be 40 to 60 to 70% from a lead to an actual calendar booking. So only like 30 to 50%, depending on the niche you're actually going to book into your calendar after they submit the lead form. So that's an issue, because you're not just going to say, hey, look, those leads are useless, we're not going to follow up with them. Need to follow up. So you need to have automations following up with these people all of the time, okay? And you can always do SMS blasts a few months later to get them reinterested in the offer. Completely works. We just want to keep them into our system, keep them updated, and they might change their mind a few months. They might need this now, so we're going to send them another message. So immediately you're going to send tons of follow-ups in terms of automations for people that do not actually book on your calendar, okay? So what you can do from here is we redirect them to either a landing page from this ad, or instead of even going to a lead form on Facebook, we can send them to our website, which is not on Facebook anymore. So we're redirecting them to another page. But you can either get the lead form first before scheduling, or ask a few qualifying questions and then get them to schedule. Completely up to you on what you would like to do there. If you're sending them to a landing page and you're making them go through a VSL and qualifying questions, the cost per lead is going to be significantly higher, but they're going to be higher quality people. More qualifying you do, the higher quality leads, but significantly more expensive. So if you want to do what I'm doing here, where I'm doing one qualifying question and getting as many leads as possible and then vetting them and seeing if I want to disqualify this person or I want to take them to a VSL, send them that before the sales call to see if they're fit, you can do that. That's called the high volume approach, minimal qualification, or you're going to ask way more qualifying questions or even take them to a landing page instead of this simple lead form, get them qualified on there. Completely optional, and there's tons of ways of doing this that would take me 3 hours to explain, but just know the trade-offs when you're running these ads. Okay, now we're going to get into some financial modeling stuff. So this is actually us anticipating what it might look like if you're running a lead magnet versus an actual core offer ad, as we just explained. So let's talk about the lead magnet for a second. You can see here, there's going to be a big difference for the front half here and the back half here. And big differences in both of these types of ads that we're actually running. So with the lead form here, like we talked about earlier, the cost per lead is going to be way lower because it's a free thing. Super, super low cost per lead. And let's say we have an ad spend of $1,000. We're going to get maybe about 83 leads from that if the cost per lead is around $12. And that's realistic. Very realistic. As you can see here, it's about $8 to $15 most likely for a free thing, free lead magnet. So let's say we get 83 leads from that. What you're going to find with a free thing with, again, lower intent people is there's going to be a lot of drop off right here on the booked calls because it's a free thing and they're not completely intentful in our core offer yet. We're going to get maybe 10 to 12% of people with a good follow-up system with good automations booked into the calendar. That's not a lot. Okay? Not a lot. If you're doing a lead magnet ad, you are going to spend a lot of time on the second half getting leads to convert into a call. That's going to be a lot of your time. So let's say you're running a lead magnet ad, 12% book in, you have a 70% show rate. What that means is you're going to have about 7 shows on the calendar. So actually 7 people sitting on sales calls with you from that. Then you're going to have about 2 closes if you're around a 25 to 30% close rate. Which, if you have a $3,000 offer, as an example here, you spend $1,000 on this lead magnet ad and you get $6,000 back. And that is a 6x ROI on average order value. I'm going to just quickly run you through 2 terms that are significantly important. And even though it's not sexy, you need to know this in terms of actual business terms. AOV versus LTV. AOV means average order value. Okay. So this is when people are on sales calls with you, on average, how much do they spend up front? So if you have a 3K offer and you break it into a payment plan and your average order value upfront is 1K because they're paying 1K a month, so they're paying 1K a month for 3 months, but on the sales call on average they're paying 1K, this is called average order value. Next one is LTV. So what is average customer spend total? So if you have clients staying for 6 months on average with your agency and they pay you 1K a month and you've calculated this, the average amount they spend in its entirety, that's called LTV. So these are very crucial terms when we're running paid ads to know the difference between these two terms. Because you can calculate how much you're making back on the spot from sales calls, but it might be only a 1x, 3x, or 4x. That's how much cash you're getting back that month, that day. On the other hand, you can calculate LTV, which means you acquired a customer on Facebook for $500, and then they pay you $500 on the sales call, but then you have $500 payments coming in for 12 months. Okay? So that's still a 12x. So when you look at these two things, if you only use average order values, you're going to be saying, I'm just making my money back. And that's bad. And you're going to go, oh my God, it's so bad, so bad. If you then look at the lifetime value of a client where they pay you that for 12 months straight, you're making it 12x. So it's very crucial that you know these terms because as an example, if we're doing a 3K offer right here and that's average order value, so they pay you more later, it's still a 6x. So I just wanted to run you through that really quick. Back to the core offer here. If we're doing a core offer, ad spend is the exact same. It's 1K. We get a cost per lead of $35. So we get about 29 leads. Notice the difference between 83 leads and 29 leads. Very different case. But from this, like I said earlier, the intent is way higher. Significantly higher intent because they're actually opting in for that offer, not the free thing. What we have is probably around 40% of calls booked. This is a conservative number. It might be anywhere from 30 to 60%, depending on how good the messaging is or how even good your ad is. But let's call it 40. From that, let's say we have an 80% show rate. What's also going to happen is you're going to have a higher show rate on intentful leads because they actually are interested. Okay, same thing. So what you find is with lead magnet ads, the front end, everything on Facebook is going to look amazing. Once you look at the back end of the system, getting people to convert into sales calls, it's worse. On the core offer, it's going to be worse on the front end. It's going to be better on the back end. Okay, so that's why I'm not telling you one is better than the other. They both work. It depends on the trade-offs you want to have here. So let's say we have an 80% show rate and we have 10 people show up from that, from the 12 calls booked, and we get 3 closes at a 30%. What's also going to happen is your close rate is going to be higher from higher intentful people. So then in this case, we have 1K spent, 9K made back, 9x return on investment on average order value. So that's what the numbers should look like if you're doing everything properly and you're implementing everything from this video properly. These are what I see all the time with the agencies I'm currently working with across nearly every industry. Obviously, the metrics are going to change a little bit, but it's going to be very similar to this with very similar trade-offs. So that's how you print money, because I'm just going to stress to you. You put in 1K into a system right here, and you make 6K back. You literally have an infinite money glitch. I'm not joking about this. When you know how to advertise, you put 1K in, you get 6K back. And that's why businesses scale so fast. You see these guys go from 0 to 20K a month in 30 days. It's probably because they've done this before and they just ran some ads for themselves and acquired some clients. Okay, very crucial to know how important this is for your own business. I want to throw in one caveat, then we'll get into some common inbound ad mistakes that I don't want you making that you absolutely need to know. What I don't want you to do is if you're making, let's say, either nothing right now with an agency, so you're making nothing a month, or you're to let's say 3K a month with your agency, you probably shouldn't be running ads yet. Because what happens is if you're closing at, let's say, 5% on sales calls, and then you spend 1K on ads, right here, you're not going to make money. And if you do, it's going to be on the back end of the clients in 6 months. And you don't know how to sell them, so the cost of acquisition is going to be so much higher. What I'd advise people to do if you're at this level, if you're making 0 to 3K a month, start with cold outreach when you're at 5K to 8K a month and your close rate is anywhere from 15 to 20% or even 10, probably get away with 10, so we'll call it 10 to 15 to 20% on cold leads, on shows, you can start thinking about running ads. But if you're at 0 to 3 and you sign one client, you're so happy and you think you should spend money in ads, probably shouldn't yet. And you probably should do that after you've done some cold outreach. Okay, our last part here. Common inbound ad mistakes. You have to know that the whole system has to be congruent. So here's an example I see people doing all the time, and I make fun of them of it because it ruins the business and they're not making money the first 2 months because they run ads. They don't know what they're doing. If they're saying on their ad, so let's say this is the ad, that it is no money up front, what type of people do you think this is going to attract? Seriously, like no money up front. What type of people do you think this is going to attract? People that have little to no money. They have no money to spend because there's no money up front. Significantly lower quality people. What I see agency owners do all the time is run an ad. It says no money up front. And then on the sales call, they have a $1,000 setup fee. Yes, I know it sounds insane, but I see it. Don't do it. If you have money up front, don't say there's no money up front. So stupid, but I have to say it. So my whole point here is that everything you say on the ad is going to determine the quality of person you get opting into the ad. It's not like you have interested people and the type of people that are interested does not matter. That's not the case. That is not true. It is entirely dependent on your creative in the video ad, in the photo ad that you're running for the quality of people that you're getting. And the likelihood is if you're doing an ad where you're trying to attract higher quality people with a lot of money, the cost per lead is going to be way higher than if you do like this right here and say no money up front. You might get $2 leads for an agency, but then you're getting $2 leads with 99% of them with no money. Okay? Very critical to know that. So you have to make your messaging congruent. I'll write that down. Make all of your messaging from the ad to the sales call completely congruent, okay? And if you do have money up front for your service and you want quality people, but you want to state the guarantee or something, just say it's no risk. Just say if you don't get the 10 clients, you don't pay. If you have a full refund guarantee and you say that, it works. Because truly, if they don't get the clients, you refund them, which means they don't pay. So that's your offer. That's a great way of messaging it without saying there's nothing up front, because don't do that, okay? Next, when you have profitable ads for your agency, don't go out and blow all of your agency's cash because you think you can do it. And you have so much money now and you're living on a high frequency and you go to Dubai. You can blast all your money on cars and watches. You're stupid if you do that. I mean that with the utmost respect, and I want to make it clear. I want the best for you. Don't do this. When you have a system for your agency that you put in 1K a month and you get 10 back because you've nailed paid ads, don't go out and blast your money on stupid stuff because you are on a gold mine. You're on an absolute gold mine. I see people do this all the time where they're spending $200 to acquire a $6,000 client. They're like, yeah, dude, I don't have money to spend. I'm just going to keep spending my $40 a day. Why are you spending money when you can spend money in the ads and make $6,000 back from $200? And it's like they want to be this flashy guy in Dubai and like post on their Instagram when they have an infinite money system. And it's just, I don't know how this happens. I just want you to not do it. So that's my whole point here. Because this is what's going to happen, and this is what I recommend. What's going to happen is you start running some ads, you generate leads, you close sales, you increase the revenue for the agency because you're spending more money in ads, you're getting more leads, you're getting more closes. What you do, instead of spending all your money like a stupid materialist, is you reinvest that money back into the ad spend. So you have this flywheel effect of exponential scaling in your business because you make money on the ads on a 20x return. Then you put that money you made back into the ads and you just keep increasing it until it breaks. And then when it breaks, you need to fix something. Then once you fix that, you have the 20x return again. then you keep reinvesting it back into the ads. Okay. Just don't blow your money. That's when you actually scale like 100 grand a month, is when you have this system. And that's what I'm intending to do in the next month or two. Okay. So just be on the lookout for that, because that's what I'm currently doing. I'm not in Dubai. I'm not being flashy. And that's because all of my money is going back into the business. And I make this stuff for you guys to see what I'm doing at this current time frame, so you can just take the advice and do it yourself too. Okay. Next is, do not look at average order value. Look at LTV. Average order value is great to see how much cash you're making this month. But if you want to be smart, you look at LTV, because you might have a 1-to-1 relationship between how much money you're spending and getting back this month. But if you wait 3 months, you might have a 1-to-15. Okay. You have to calculate both of these metrics and not just look at the 1-to-1 relationship between how much you're getting this month and back this month. Because if you're patient and you don't spend your money like a materialist, like I just said, you can put $1 in, get 15 back. Put $1,000 in and get 15K back. And it's entirely possible when you have a profitable paid ad system like this one. Wow, that's a lot of drawing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Just a reminder, as I said earlier in the beginning, I put every single YouTube video, including this Miro, and I'll remove my stupid drawings off it so you have everything. Everything is for free in the description. And no, you have to pay me $1 on there. You do not have to pay me anything. It is in the description. It is free. Click that link. It'll be in the comments too. Open it, and I'm going to post all of my Miros from every single YouTube video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Have a great day. See you later.